Hey, good morning, evening, afternoon, whatever it is when you're tuning in, if you tune in. I mean, if you're hearing me, you probably tuned in, so good deal. We've been out planting corn. We finally got rolling Saturday. That was May 2nd, I believe. We got roughly 30 acres planted. We were no-tilling into rye cover. It's pretty thin. It's pretty thin cover crop. I mean, there's some spots that are a little bit better over there, but last fall it was just so cotton pick and dry. Maybe I should put this over here. It was just so dry that we didn't get the greatest germination, you know, like plenty of time for stuff to grow when we put the seed in and whatnot, but it just, no, we didn't have the moisture. So, but that rye, it's amazing seed. You know how even with a little bit of, just a little bit, like you could not see a green tint to the field last fall at all. We did get some, you know, germination obviously, and now, you know, you look at the right angles and it's a pretty green looking field. So we're thankful that we got something coming. We've no-tilled a few acres for the last couple of years, trying to get it figured out, just what's what, you know. I firmly believe it's better for the soil than tillage. I mean, you just see that dust cloud when you do tillage. I mean, that's soil erosion. It's going away. And when if you got a cover crop on there, I mean, obviously maybe a little bit bigger would be better. But when that rain hits that, it's not gonna hit the ground. And when that droplet hits the ground, it's gonna disperse your soil. You know, if it hits that leaf, that droplet will maybe disperse a little bit, but it's gonna go down and it's gonna soak into the ground better, in my opinion. Plus, a living crop, you got biology in the ground. That biology it's got something there, like it's got roots. It's making that biology work in your soil when you have a living cover crop on your soils versus a field that doesn't have a cover crop. Obviously, up here in Minnesota where we are, I think I combined that. It was around deer hunting time, so it was in November. Maybe it was after deer hunting even, and you ain't gonna get a crop growing in middle to late November up here. It's just not gonna happen. So yeah, I mean, we got that 1486 and the 900 planter rolling. We've been a little bit of experimentation, I guess, this year, you might say. We're trying something new on the fertilizer side. We've never ran Montes before. I'm running that. My dad's gonna run a different product on his acres. And then some new seed to me. It's a seed that I learned about listening to a regenerative farming podcast, Bass Hybrids, and so we got some bass in up by the highway. That's a variety it's going to be pushing it for our area. It's 103-day corn. I mean, it'll make silage. That's what we want. Hopefully it's chopping the end of September, middle of September. I don't want to be chopping corn in October. We've done it in the past, but I don't want to be doing that. And we want to have time to get that cover crop established in the fall if we got moisture. So we're trying that. Right here I'm planting it's a Byron's It's Kingfisher. It's a conventional corn. I think this is a 95 day here. It's got super numbers for feed value or feed digestibility and starch levels and all of that. Should make excellent feed, and then we're gonna plant a little bit of more of a dual purpose too, so that way if we look like we have enough feed on hand, we can combine some and not have to buy as much grain corn, you know, to feed the cows. So yeah, I don't know. Fun. I don't really have a videographer out here in the field with me to let you guys watch me plant, which is probably okay. There's a lot of critics out there. I don't need all you guys telling me what I'm doing wrong, because I don't want to hear it. If you got ideas, you can sure tell me. I'm not necessarily gonna listen though. So, but this is Monday morning. So on Saturday night, I wanted to finish this field. You know, there ain't a whole lot here, a few passes and we're into the trees. But I lost this pin up here, right here. I don't know, can you see that? I lost that, so my marker arm, this piece wasn't connected to this piece anymore, and I figured dark out, cover crop, you can't really see in the dark where your last pass was. I didn't want to try to finish the field off and have corn rows that, I mean, I can't plant straight to save my life to begin with, but boy, that would have been a disaster had I tried to finish that off without, you know, without the marker arm or GPS or something. So anyways, we're gonna knock these acres out here. Dad's got, I think, about 12-acre field ready for me on the other side of the woods over there. That one is a field that we had rye on last year that we harvested for seed, and we had a lot of volunteer white clover come through, which was awesome because that was fixating nitrogen into the soil. And then you had some rye regrowth, obviously, and just a thick mat of residue. So we did work that field. So we'll get to see, you know, this field here, same variety that's going in over there. We'll get to see which, you know, if it makes a difference, tillage versus no-till. This field we no-tilled last year. It was a hay field the year before that, so it had a light, just a real light disking in that dry dirt where it really didn't do a whole lot. I mean, you might, you probably can't see, but there's spots where it almost looks like I ran a drill over this, but we actually just broadcasted that rye seed in. With that light disking and how dry it was, we didn't turn much soil over, so you almost see like drill tracks in there, but it's just from the disc. So anyways, maybe you guys would like to see it run. Maybe one of my kids or my wife can come out and video. I don't know, we'll see. But we're gonna get back to her. Has that ever happened to anybody else? You do something just so stupid. So I put seed in the planter, planting some of my dad's corn right now. Thought he was gonna have me dump some biological in there. But we discussed it and decided that this field didn't need it. It's a hay field, or it was a hay field. And it had manure on it, we figured, it'll be fine. Well, when I dumped the seed in, I didn't latch the lid, thinking that I was gonna dump the biological in. Came out to the field, started up, and it pressured up for some reason. I started in and then I lost all my air pressure. I looked around, I could hear a rattle in the fan, kinda like, I knew something wasn't right. Well, so I just pulled out of the field, went back to the yard. I was gonna start disassembling the motor under the fan and thinking I had to go tomorrow morning chasing after that motor, you know. Then I got to looking at that lid. It wasn't latched, for crying out loud. Well, I'm already frustrated because I'm not planting. And I had decided that, well, I was done for the night. Now, I got my air pressure back, so now I'm frustrated because I'm back on the field planting. I was ready to make a trip and just dumb. Oh well, corn's going in the ground. Well, we're no-tilling in the hayfield right now. This is a real rocky field here, so I really didn't want to go in and tear it up and have to pick rock and whatnot. We did work up that field over there. That was a field that had rye coming on it. We did some compaction with the manure tank on that one, so we tore into that one. But figured this one, we got hay stubble. Looks like the seeds getting covered nice, getting stuck down there at a decent depth and cover it up pretty good, so not too concerned, I guess. So here, kind of an example of what we got going on here. Let's close it up pretty good, you know. Can't complain. Every once in a while you'll get a seed that's on top of the ground or right at the top of the trench, but I'm not too concerned, I guess. I mean, it would be better, I suppose, if we had a rain coming, but there's good moisture in the ground. Oh, there's a kernel right there. Right here. We'll just plant that one for. You never know, it could be a rock or something that keeps some of that seed from getting into the ground, or because it's cutting a nice deep trench, you know, good 2 inches deep, so it should be dropping the seed down there. But overall, I can't complain. Still haven't got anybody to film me, so you can't watch me going, but anyways, I better get back to work. Well, of course, with my well thought out plan, we fell about a bag and a half, 2 bags short of finishing off that cornfield that I was planting out there. So call her quits early, I guess. Good friend would have given up some bags so I could have finished, but it's fine. I'll just go get some in the morning. I didn't want to use up some. Dad would have seed too, but I didn't want to use that up. So anyways, it was a pretty good day. We're gonna move on to hooking this is what we're gonna put beans in with, getting this thing hooked up and ready, and then we can go with either or. In that one planter video, I did mention that you know, flat tire. Well, we got another flat tire. See this one here? You can tell, kind of flat. I have to admit, I did run on that flat tire last year. We had one good one there driving it, so I figured to get done, we'd just hurry up and get done, you know, not worry about it until we need it this year, I guess. So anyways, we got this rye field sprayed off, and so yeah, things are looking up. We'll get back in touch with you some other day. Okay, stay blessed.